Hey guys, welcome to an all-new episode of Devall's Collection Expansion Extravaganza right here on ToyWorldOrder.com, of course hosted by me and the lovely wife, Carrie Devall. The redhead, wearing the redhead shirt. So dang cute. You just eat them both up. We're back, ladies and gentlemen, with a brand new episode. Of course, we've got some... Oh. Oh. What's that area? We'll get to her in a minute. We got some great stuff, and of course, as always, we like to start off with some cute stuff that Carrie likes. Because once we start talking about action figures, Carrie falls asleep.
Or I start yawning, or I just get this disinterested look on my face. Sometimes I like, it depends on what it is.
Sometimes she
Some of your action figures I like.
Yeah. Well, why don't you start off with the oldest Mickey there. This cute little guy. Again, this is another one with the tags. This one actually is a Knickerbocker. The tag is very, very faded, but it does distinctly say Knickerbocker there. This Mickey has probably seen some better days. His hands are really dirty and nasty. He's probably had a few bouts with water in his day. But super cute with his little blue bow tie and his little shorts and yellow shoes. Great little Mickey. If I had to guess, I'd say this was probably... Again, it's hard to tell anything from that tag. This was probably made 70s, late 70s, mid 70s maybe, because of the way the eyes and the nose are. Because anything earlier than that, they did we talked about it last episode. They talked, the puffy nose and the glued-on eyes, and these are all attached to the fabric. Plastic eyes, plastic nose, so they wouldn't fall off. Mickey's ears were a little smaller, so I'd say this is probably 70s-ish. Very cute though, very cute little Mickey. Another little Mickey that we didn't have to add to our collection that actually came from the big auction we won pretty much all of these stuffed Mickeys from. The one where Carrie bid on one and ended up winning them all for $2. That's how she works. But a very cute, and Carrie actually had made the declaration that she was going to stop buying every stuffed Mickey she found and just start collecting Knickerbocker Mickeys.
I really like the Knickerbocker look. I don't know what it is. It's got a very nostalgic, of course, they're vintage, but you look at it and you're filled with nostalgia when you look at something like this old stuffed animal, and you're like, I have pictures of... Don't mind me as I drink my hot chocolate.
Of my mom as a baby that in her crib is an old Knickerbocker Mickey that kind of looks, something like one of the older ones we showed last episode. So it's kind of neat for me to have Carrie collecting these old Knickerbocker Mickeys now, and it's kind of fun. Because it gives her something to actively seek out and hunt for when we're out and about. So
I have to have something to do while you're looking at your stuff. It's
true. It's a little Knickerbocker Mickey. This next one is actually pretty unique to me in the fact that I had this as a kid, and this is from the 70s. This is from 73, 75, and they were still making them well into the late 70s, early 80s. But this Mickey actually, I don't know if you could tell, but if you squeeze his hands, he's got bladders in there that move the legs, so you could actually make Mickey's...
Oh, no!
Mickey! Mickey's pants don't stay up so well anymore, ladies and gentlemen. Let's just get those back on you there. There we go. But if you... there we go, Carrie, hold his pants up. But if you squeeze both hands, he would walk. So you could have Mickey walk with you. Which is kind of cool. I've seen a number of these where the bladder function doesn't work anymore and his legs don't move. He's a little scuffed up. He's got some paint missing on his ears and such, and his pants don't want to stay.
And I wouldn't have normally bought him in this condition, but again, he came with a bunch of other ones.
Came with a bunch of other ones, so. But he, once you get his legs down, he sits pretty well, actually. He'll just sit there. I had this when I was a kid, and I remember playing with this Mickey and having a lot of fun with this Mickey and walking with this Mickey. For me, it's very nostalgic to have. It's very cute. It's a huge part of my young childhood that I remember. And what I find interesting about this Mickey is his hands. He has fingernails.
Yeah, he does.
They sculpted fingernails on this Mickey,
huh.
Which is, and the fact that he has 5 fingers. So it's pretty unique in the...
Hasbro.
Yeah, for Hasbro. It's pretty
Made
unique in the
Hong
realm
Kong.
of... I'm pretty sure that these hands were sculpted for something else of the same ilk, and they just used the same functionality for it. So, wow, Mickey's leg was like... next thing we have here actually is a little bank. And surprise, surprise, it's a Little Mermaid Bank. Stopper's still here, which is cool. It's actually a bank that I did not own. I've got a number of these Little Mermaid banks, and this one I think I found...
I think we paid a quarter for that.
Yeah, we could. Yeah, and it's just Ariel sitting in a little purple shell, and it's
well, no money in there.
No.
Go figure.
Well, I gotta, I can't save anything. I gotta spend it to buy more toys for the show. Buy more toys for the show.
Yeah, for the show.
Or myself. What? Very cute though. Again, if you don't know by now, I'm a huge Little Mermaid fan. I love Little Mermaid stuff. It's one of my favorite things to collect, and I have a ton of it. So this is just one more piece to add to the collection that I didn't already have. So, ha, ha, ha. I loved it so much, I married a redhead. Which in hindsight was a good thing? No, we have a wonderful marriage. Help me. Help me. I'm just kidding. I love you.
You pour this hot chocolate into your lap.
We're not going to have any kids anyway, so what's the point? Not going to do anything for me. This next thing is pretty cute. We've talked about Shirttails before at length, many times. And this is actually one of the Shirttails characters. And it's just a little wind-up. And by winding her up, and she still does work, she's just a little, she's got one little broken peg on her back foot, but she still walks. Kinda. Kinda, sorta.
Come here.
Carrie's going to get the dog, because the dog's whining. Again, the dog comes to the show. Yeah, right, yeah. We have crazy animals that constantly want our attention. So, hi. Can we help you? We're trying to do a show here. There's people watching. Do you even care? Huh? Huh? Do you know?
Hi. I know. It's okay. Sit
Hi,
down.
Booger.
Sit down.
I love Shirttail stuff, and anytime we find Shirttail stuff like this, I buy it because it's pretty rare to find Shirttails items. Period. It's very rare that we find a Shirttails item. I mean, we found some of the stuffed animals that Hardy sold. We found some of the bigger stuffed animals, but it's been a long time between finding these things that they pop up. And this was actually done by Galoob in 1982. So the copyrights on here are 80, 81, 82. Just a really cute little wind-up.
So I'm guessing then they made the other ones.
They did make other ones like this, yeah.
Okay, was this a Happy Meal toy?
No, this was a wind-up you would buy. It was carded.
Oh.
It was just a carded wind-up you could buy.
Sorry, you may have said all this a minute ago and I was distracted.
Yeah, well, I didn't actually say that, but
okay.
It's good point.
Okay. I didn't know.
So yeah, you could buy this, and this actually, of course, was a cartoon.
Yeah, I know that.
It was a Hanna-Barbera cartoon. Yeah. But again, something super cute. You just wind her up, and she kind of walks.
Wow.
That's all they did.
She doesn't really... It's like she just walks in the same spot over and over.
Yeah, and she's missing, actually, there's supposed to be a peg on her back, another peg on her back foot that as she walks, they step over, the pegs keep her upright. And unfortunately, the one peg is missing. It's broke. But very cool, though. Again, Shirttail stuff. Not a lot. You never see a lot of it. Okay, action figure stuff I have today is pretty much the whole line of this one action figure from Mattel. And the first piece I'm going to show to you actually was sent to me by a friend on Twitter at ToGod72 Larson, Chris Larson. Actually sent this awesome gift to me as a present. He just found it. Chris found it and thought I'd enjoy it and sent it to me as a gift. And it actually is this is the first part of it, and this is actually a gift set. It's the Mattel's Last Action Hero line based on the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie that actually did very poorly at the box office and bombed pretty hardly. This one actually is the Heroic gift set. It has Dynamite Jack Slater and Slater's convertible. So it's kind of neat. I've already opened it because I did kind of play with this a little bit. So you had individually bagged. You had the Dynamite Jack Slater figure in there, and then you also had Jack's convertible and some weapons. So you had a bunch. You
have the weapons and some stickers. And then you have Jack Slater's convertible.
Look at that fancy ride.
I know, it's pretty cool, huh? This...
Boom, boom.
Boom! This is actually fun because there's a number of fun special features on here. Remember how they all work now. If you press on this Slater convertible, you can put dynamite back here, and you press the button here on the little thing. Basically, you can put the dynamite in the back of the trunk and hit the button, and it would spill the dynamite out against the villains. The trunk would pop up, and that would spill the dynamite out. There's also, let's see if we can remember how that works. Okay. There's also a little underneath the car. There's this little stunt wheel. A little stunt wheel here.
Mm-hmm.
And if you actually pull this out, and basically what happens is you can put the car up on two wheels like this.
So loud. Okay.
And it's a stunt car. So Jack Slater's car can drive up on two wheels without really any assisting. It's very, very neat toy. Of course, the windshield, the stickers, the dynamite for the car, and then you have Dynamite Jack Slater. If you're wondering, yes, I am going to open all these because I do want to display these because they're fun. Goofy line, but a lot of fun. Those of you that remember That New Toy Smell, remember we did an episode on Last Action Hero, and we had these figures. And in the episode, Danny actually hits me with this Jack because this is the Jack that if you put dynamite in his hand and hit the button, he throws dynamite at people. So Danny was slapping me.
I want to see how much he looks like Arnold.
Pretty close.
Yeah.
I mean, very, very, very close to Arnold.
Look at his cowboy boots.
I know, right? And of course, he had a bunch of little accessories. He had a piece of a wall that he could throw, and some dynamite that he could throw, and some dumbbells that he could throw, and a girder.
He doesn't have very many points of articulation.
No. Are you sad? Do you know what that means?
His knees don't bend, and neither do his elbows.
No, they don't. Let me see him real quick.
No, I'm playing with
okay.
it.
Carrie's playing with him. But yes, I am going to put the stickers and put this together because
Look how he walks.
I know. Well, it's pretty much how the real Arnold walks these days, so it's not surprising, really.
His pants are super tight.
Yes, it's a lot of fun little toy line that you could, you can slide Jack's hand in there, and there's a little lip on his hand, and by putting the piece there, you can actually hit the button. And he throws some stuff, let me tell you what.
Jeez.
Holy crap. But of course, since this is the heroic, Jack can sit in the convertible and ride along. And again, like I said, if you put Jack's dynamite in here, by putting Jack's dynamite in there, hit the button, it launches the dynamite out, which is kind of cool. It's a neat little function.
Wait a minute. Did you show these already?
Yeah, the little dumbbells and the girder. Give me the girder and some dynamite. I was doing that while you were playing with him. I was showing the people.
What does he do with these? I mean, I get that they're dumbbells, but are they weapons?
Yeah, he...
Okay. I didn't know if he just, after fighting people, he wanted to, work out a little bit.
No, you just put them in his hand and he throws them.
Weird weapon choice.
Yeah, very, very quirky line from Mattel. Again, these toys didn't sell well, but I'm starting to see a lot more of them pop up, and of course, that's why, part of the reason why I started to buy them, because I was like, I kind of want...
The car rolls really easy.
Yeah, the car rolls pretty easy. There we go. We'll do that so that way it doesn't roll away. Very cool, and of course all the little dynamite that it comes with, and the instruction booklet, and some stickers, and the windshield that's got to be put on there. And then we've got all the other figures of the line. So we've got Heat Pack and Jack Slater.
You ready to take a nap?
Who had a giant backpack. It's got a missile that fires.
I don't know if I've seen this movie.
It's not great.
No.
No.
I may have heard of it, but I don't know if I've seen it.
Yeah, it's not great. It's got a little chainsaw that you hit the button and the chainsaw blade would go brum, 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 in and out.
I'm going to see him after you
get
done talking about him.
We've got Hook Launch and Danny, who was the main character of the movie, while Arnold was the main character. The movie centered around Danny getting pulled into the movie screen thanks to a magic ticket into Jack's world and going on this crazy adventure and eventually coming back out into the real world. But we got Hook Launch and Danny, who comes with a little grappling hook and a launcher there. Cute little foot. We've got Undercover Jack Slater, who has a trench coat, a two-piece trench coat comes with the handcuffs and a badge, and you put the trench coat on him, and then when you squeeze his legs, his hands would pop up holding the accessories, and the trench coat would explode, revealing Jack hiding his arresting gear underneath. We had a Skull Attack Jack. For anyone who'd seen the movie opens up when Danny goes to see the movie. It opens up, and it's Arnold. It's Jack Slater as Hamlet, basically, as a modern day Hamlet fighting evil. The movie makes no sense, people. It really doesn't make any sense.
It sounds like it doesn't.
No, but this one, of course, has him dressed up in kind of Shakespearean garb, with a belt and 2 knives and a skull, and he can actually raise his hand, and the skull launches into a hand. It looks like he holds it, and then he can launch it out of his hand. So it's pretty neat. One of the 2 villains in the movie, Axe Swinging Ripper, who has a top hat and a cloak and an axe. Of course, you put the cloak over him, and by pressing the lever on his back, he swings the axe up over his head, revealing it. He was hiding it underneath his cloak.
Love the caution: do not fire at people or animals.
Yes. So, Axe Swinging Ripper, who's kind of neat, kind of an ugly looking figure.
Ugh.
Yeah, it's pretty gnarly looking. The main villain of the line, and one that was super hard to find for years, is Evil Eye Benedict, who comes with, of course, he had one eye he always had a fake eye, and it always had like skull and crossbones or something crazy on it. He comes with a briefcase that has all his different eyes that were like they could be explosives and stuff. It's kooky. Little thing of bullets, 3 guns that go in there, and of course he can hold the guns in his hand. Basically, all he does really is just hold the gun in the hand. He doesn't have any special action features like the other characters, but the main villain of the line. So there's that. And then the other vehicle, which was something difficult. What's funny is, looking back through like the Tome Arts, I have these 3-volume Tome Art books, which a lot of toy collectors will be familiar with. I look at them all the time, even though
they're in our bathroom.
They're dog-eared. I look at them all the time. I love them to death. In there, under the Last Action Hero stuff, this Evil Eye Roadster, which is Evil Eye Benedict's car in the toy line. It's not in the movie, but in the toy line, of course, the bad guy's got to have a car. This, if I remember correctly, is actually listed as being unproduced, which is funny because it was produced.
Well, obviously, if you have it right here in front of you.
But it was one of the last things to come out, and very, very hard to find. I found this at a Kane County for like $3. I'm not gonna lie, it was stupid cheap. But it's fun. Again, this one has some features to it. It's got a Evil Eye battering ram with missile firing action. It's got exhaust pipes that snap out to like trip the heroes. So it's got some action features to it, and it's kind of just a kooky little roadster. Very neat though. I kind of like this line. This was one of those lines that I was like, I kind of want to buy all those to have the whole line. Mostly just because it's such a small line that they are pretty easy to find for really affordable. I think
Well, and thank God you got them all on cards, so we don't have to search for weapons and clothing and everything else.
Which is where, lately I've been going. For those of you that saw my my walkthrough video that I did for Christmas this past year, in a lot of our earlier videos, I used to have a lot of mint in box vehicles and stuff that were lining a bottom shelf on one side of the room, and I made the decision in like late November, December that I was like, I'm not going to keep the stuff mint in box. I want to display it, so I'm going to become a loose, complete collector. But if I can buy the stuff, mint in box like this for stupid cheap, or for a price that's affordable enough for me to go, I'm going to open it because I want to display it, then I'm going to do that. It's just far easier than trying to track down pieces and parts.
And plus, sometimes by the time you find all the parts that you need, you have spent more money than you would have just buying it the way like that. Sometimes you don't, but sometimes you do end up spending more money. So you got to kind of.
Yep. So yeah, thanks to Chris Larson for sending me the awesome Jack Slater gift pack. And I finished off the heat pack and Jack Slater at the last Toy Man that we journeyed to, Dave and I. So I managed to pretty much, I completed this whole line for less than $20. Really. There was a gift set, a Last Action Hero gift set that was the Evil gift set that had the Evil Eye Roadster and then had an Evil Eye Benedict in it as well.
Oh, instead of...
Right.
Gotcha.
But Jack Slater's car and that dynamite throwing Jack Slater were the last two things that I was looking for, and Chris was lucky enough to stumble across them and knew that I had been kind of talking about it on David Devall's, that those were the two pieces I needed, and he was kind enough to send it. So thank you to Chris for sending it along. It's awesome stuff. I'm very excited. Well, let's. I've got a few board games to show. We're kind of. I wanted to run through that whole line, so I didn't add a whole lot of action figure stuff. I didn't want to overdo it with
the action figures.
Yeah, but I've got some.
You're right. So you don't hit me in the face.
Some board games. I didn't. Nice about this setup too is I can put board games down below me and just reach down. So the first one we've got here is one that she doesn't think I did. Actually, I bought for Carrie. I did.
I believe ya.
Yeah, I did end up buying this for my wife just because it's super cute, and I paid next to nothing for this. But this is Goofy's Mad Maze game from Whitman. And a very cute game. Of course, anything that's based on Goofy, I try to buy Carrie because she likes to collect Goofy stuff.
Give it to me. I need this.
This is pretty cute because the maze, the board for the maze is really adorable. So great artwork of the classic characters in there.
1976.
Yeah, 1976. Some beautiful, beautiful artwork of the classic, classic Disney artwork. And then of course you've got a
Goofy's on the spinner.
Yep, Goofy's on the spinner. You get a Goofy award, so whoever wins the game gets the award.
That's me.
There's actually supposed to be. There they are. I was like, there it is. I knew it was in there. So you got 4 playing pieces. You've got Goofy. You've got Pluto. You've got Mickey, and you got Donald. The sad thing is that these actually the faces here were just little cardboard pieces that punched out and you press in here, and the other sides of Mickey, Goofy, and Pluto are missing, which is not a big deal. Yeah, you can tell
that there's because here's where all they were punched out, and there was like 8 of them.
There was 8 of them. Yeah, we only have.
But you only need one side.
Right.
I mean.
Yeah, and of course Goofy on the spinner is fun. But yeah, this was something that when I saw it, I knew I would buy, and I knew I would be buying for Carrie, even though that we'll play it on board and it goes in the collection. It was bought with her in mind, just because, like I said, I try to buy when I find something unique that's Goofy that I know she doesn't have. I'll pick up for her because she loves Goofy. It's her favorite Disney character of all time, and
that's why I married you.
That's right. That's
you were Goofy.
Pretty much true. But a very cute game from '76. Ages 7 to 12, 2 to 4 players.
Oh, we can't play it.
Oh, we can play it. Oh, trust me, I'm 12 mentally, 36 physically.
No, it says age 7 to 12. You're 7.
Actually, I'm 4 mentally. So, I'm not old enough to play it, really, technically. Yeah, what do you do?
I'll explain it to you real easy.
Okay.
We'll go slow.
Okay. Actually, this might be one of those games that really requires very little rate.
I was going to say, we probably don't even need to read the directions. You just spin it and go.
Yeah. So, very cool game. Very, very cute Goofy game. The box is a little beat up, but it's alright. It's not bad. This next one is a Parker Brothers game. It's a Parker Brothers happy-go-lucky game of chance from 1977, and it's called Gambler. And this game is pretty interesting because there's actually a lot to this game.
Oh my!
The object is be the first player to win $1,000.
That's not very much.
No, there's quite a bit of rules here.
You won't ever win because you can't know how to keep it.
I know. You can do sweepstakes, lotteries, horse races, fortune cards, running out of money IOU cards, sweepstakes betting positions and prizes. There's a lot of weird stuff to this.
Looks neat.
Yep.
What is this thing?
Hold on, I'll show you. So basically, the board setup is kind of cool. It's pretty interesting, but it's got a very unique playing piece.
Oh my God.
That is, that is the dice thing in here that basically you.
Alright.
And then you would push it down there, and that's. Yeah.
Well, I rolled some good ones.
You did roll some good ones.
I rolled a full house, people.
There's a lot of money in here. I mean, of course, a lot of money.
There's 6 dice in there, not 5.
And there's 2 actual dice to roll your pieces.
Playing pieces?
Yeah.
That's neat.
The playing pieces are dollar signs. So you've got a yellow, a blue, an orange, and a green. There are these little poker chips for the cards. So you've got a blue, a yellow, an orange, and a green. Lots of different lottery cards and fortune cards. There's a lot of setup to this game. IOU cards. Lot of setup to this game. But again, I mean, basically,
the board looks neat.
Yeah, the board looks neat. I mean, like it says, you're just trying to get $1,000. Basically, the first person to win $1,000 wins. But again, the unique aspect of this game is the gambler dice roller, which, get these pieces in here. If I read the instructions real quick, we'll tell you. That is the dice shaker. And you... not sure when you roll that on here. Oh, it's for the sweepstakes. The player who called the sweepstakes shakes the dice shaker, turns it upright so that 6 dice fall into the handle. Then the shaker is placed back on the special board for all players to see. The banker pays all winners the amount shown. So,
neat.
Very cool. Very interesting aspect to this game. I look forward to playing this game. This will be one that gets played on board. Even though there is a lot of setup involved, it will be something we do actively play on board, just because it's such... Again, board is not a show to show off games that you know already and love. Life, Monopoly, Operation, Mouse Hunt, Candyland. That's not our goal with board. Our goal with board is to show off these kooky, weird, ridiculous games that came out that you probably don't know exist, that 9 times out of 10, kind of fun.
Probably more fun than the classic games we know of.
Yes. And this one actually is one I had as a kid.
This one we were trying to get for a while.
Yes, this one we were trying to hunt down for a while. And we had a chance to buy it at a antique mall, and the guy wanted like 40 bucks for it. And I was like, I really don't want to spend that much money today on this. But it's a game from Milton Bradley called Superstition. And this game is really, really unique in the fact that...
might be an Halloween episode?
Yes. The board is pretty interesting. If you want to, it's got notches in it here, and that's because there are these very cool little rubber band controlled functions. There's little,
looks like a coffin.
Little devices here that basically there's cards that go on here, and while this isn't the right card for this, basically what happens is they're all interactive, and there's little pins that hold the pieces back. It will actually, so when you remove the pins, as you move around the board, each player moves a pin, and then the pieces will spring forward and knock over playing pieces. There's 4 different little traps. There's a coffin, there's ladders. The little playing pieces will be familiar to a lot of people because these were used in a lot of Milton Bradley kids games. They're basically 2 little girls and 2 little boys that look like they're walking. I think these might have been used in like Chutes and Ladders. They're also used in Which, which is a classic game. A lot of interesting little pieces to this game. Like you've got the mirror, you've got the keep out, you've got a ghost, you've got a lot of different stuff. You've got a little hammer with a hand on it, the ladder. I'm trying to see if it tells when this game was. 1977. So, again, the game as old as I am. As old as I am. I mean, there's some interesting stuff to this gameplay. I mean, there's 3 different parts to the game, and your goal is to be the first to leave the graveyard after visiting the wizard's tomb. Is the goal of this whole game, is how you win. This is one that I really, really look forward to playing on board. I really, really do, because, again, this was something we kind of hunted for and searched for a while after seeing it, and after I remembered, oh yeah, that game exists. I really want that game back. Luckily, at our local auction house, Patricia Doyle Auction Houses here in Springfield, they had a bunch of, like a big, huge lot of board games that I was like, well, let's go and let's see what happens. That was a night they had a bunch of Happy Meal toys too that we won, and nobody bid on the games. Like, I think I won the whole lot of games for 10 bucks. Well, I think one person bid against me, and then they were just like, nah. And I got all these amazing games, and Superstition was one of them that we didn't know was there until we went and looked, and we were like, as we were looking through the games, Carrie goes, look at that. And I was like, oh, snap. And counted it. I'm like, everything's there. I'm like, I'm winning this lot. If I can win it for less than 25, 30 bucks, it's a deal. And 10 bucks was a steal. Superstition's one of those games that's really hard to find complete because people... there's a lot of different horror collectors and stuff, and it falls in that realm of horror, Halloween kind of collectives. People want to buy it. So, very cool game. all these games I look forward to playing on board. I'm really excited for future seasons where we can play it. And it sucks we can only do 10 episodes a season, 10 or 12, because that's I can't do much more work than that, people.
Yeah, it takes up a lot of his time.
Yeah, it takes a lot. Just to give you an idea, the Christmas episode, because Danny's so busy, the Christmas episode we shot everything on a Tuesday, and it had to be up by Saturday. So I spent Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and most of early Saturday morning finishing up the episode to get it done, because I literally, Danny's time is so precious that when we get him, like with this, I only could get him for the Christmas episode, like, you know, that Tuesday before it went up, and I had to get everything I could that night, and if I missed something, too bad. And I literally had a list of stuff. I'm like, we need this, 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 and scratching it off. So it's a lot of work to put an episode of board together, let alone a whole season. So look very forward to doing all those, though. Hope you guys enjoyed this this episode of Collection Expansion Extravaganza. If you're not watching this on ToyWorldOrder.com, or you're watching it somewhere else other than YouTube, go to youtube.com/ToyWorldOrder. Hit subscribe. It helps us out greatly. Especially with all the new stuff we have coming up for this year. You know, Devall's vintage toy box and a lot of other ideas we've got. So, along with this show and many others. So, make sure you subscribe. It helps us out. Check us out on Twitter. You can follow me at Puppet Devall. You can follow the missus here at Mrs. Devall.
Follow Chaser Puppy right here on the show, because I'm sure this won't be his last appearance.
No, isn't that right?
Little brat.
Huh.
Say sorry, people.
Yeah.
I'm old and I like to be held.
Yeah, he didn't used to, but he's a cuddle butt now. As he gets older, he's like, please pay attention to me.
Yeah, he's old and he just likes to be held.
Yeah,
so.
He's our good boy, aren't you? Yep.
So say bye to the people.
Say bye, Chase. Yeah. Gang, until next time, keep digging, because you never know quite what you're going to find. So take care. We'll see you next time.